I've been hearing stories of people reminiscing about childhood food from their school lunches. And one of the most interesting thing I've heard about them is that they were mentioning that when they were kids in school, probably around the 90s, like early mid 90s, something like that, for a period of time, they used to be served milk in a bag. And I never had that as a kid in grade school. It was always just like, your little carton of milk, either regular. I was about to say vanilla, but it was vanilla or chocolate.
Maybe at your school they were like fortifying that milk with vanilla.
But I found this very interesting because I remember, like, okay, as a kid, you had a little thing, you'd open it up with a spout, and you could just drink it straight up. But if you're like a cool guy or have a little demure straw. But then I'm thinking, like, okay, these people, I'd come across like a Twitter post or something on 4chan or just some random word of mouth on a YouTube video, and they're like, yeah, you had a bag of milk and you put a straw in it and you have your milk like that for lunches. And I was trying to picture what this thing would look like, because I was thinking, okay, a Capri Sun or something like that, because I thought it was a very weird thing that that they would be giving kids milk in bags, because that just says disaster all over it.
Yeah, this is madness.
Yeah, because the only thing I thought of when I also thought of milk in bags is that in college I used to work at a dining hall in one of the dormitories at the university, and we used to get like big, huge, like I think like 2-gallon bags, that were just like plastic bags with like a silicone like plastic spot like tube that came out of it, and you had to put into like a dispenser.
Sure,
and it was very cumbersome.
Yeah,
and then you had to snip the end, and then there was this lever that you would release that. But
right.
other than that, other than that, I've never heard of people getting milk in a bag or a pouch of some sort.
The only time I've ever heard of milk coming in bags is I think Canada does that. And they do, but it's big. Like you're like disappointed. You're already like, yeah, of course they would. But it's like meant to be put into. So here's a picture of it. It's meant to be put into they have like these pitchers, and so they're big things. They're not. I found what you're talking about. So this is not what you're talking about. You're talking about. There's some Reddit threads about this. You're talking about this.
Oh gosh, that looks like somebody just filled up like a sandwich bag.
Yeah, it's a sandwich bag or this.
That looks worse than the Canadian thing, and it's sad to say that.
Is that Asian? Is that Chinese? No, it's just
Hollandia Dairy.
I thought maybe this looks like a windmill. A windmill I think it's a windmill.
Okay, like a windmill tree or something.
Yeah.
But that just looks bizarre. That looks like somebody, like an AI image created that.
Hollandia Dairy. Right, it does look like AI. Hollandia Dairy. Let's see what we find for that company. What fucked up country?
California.
Well, that answers that question. California.
San Marcos, California.
Is it a California thing?
Well, I possibly like it's probably regional, because I remember I mentioned this to you and you said that you looked up a couple of Reddit posts, and it's a lot of people from the Midwest were saying that they never remember this, but then there were some that said they did have that from the childhood.
Alex, you're pulling back the curtain of the magic.
I'm sorry. I'm just jerking the curtain a little bit here. We got this crummy, dark match here.
I gave this whole performance like I was like, oh, I found some things that you're talking about.
Okay, sorry, we can cut that off.
No, now
cut that out.
Now it's funnier that you said it. So it's staying.
Okay, on with the Reddit posting.
Okay, I had this in while growing up in Midwest.
Okay.
So this is someone from the Midwest who said it did happen. But then the other thread, this one says they didn't have it in the Midwest. We didn't have it. Alex and I grew up in Chicagoland.
Yeah.
like you, we had, and it was one where it was the vanilla. Now you me up. It was plain milk or chocolate milk.
Yeah.
But I do remember I think they experimented at one point in like early in elementary school with strawberry milk, like something like this. Strawberry milk is like the black
sheep.
Black sheep / dark horse. Thank you. I was mixing my metaphors of flavored milks.
Yeah, it was. You found it in very obscure places. Like sometimes it was only like a convenience store, which nowadays, like I can't even really find chocolate milk in the stores. Like they might have like one little like row for them, and they're like in the half-gallon bottles,
right?
But otherwise, you kind of have to like make it yourself with just like syrup or mix of some sort.
This is saying Orange County, OC, California, Orange County.
Orange County, interesting. I live in Canada. I've never seen these.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just kind of going. Maybe in Canada we have cartons from Kemp's. I don't. Yeah, I like at my school. Like I went to school in like Chicago, and they didn't. We only had cartons.
Why would anyone think this was a good idea? This is bizarre.
That just spells disaster.
It's worse than getting Capri Sun. Kids couldn't handle Capri Sun, let alone this.
Well, what's funny is that kids nowadays love Capri Sun. Like my kids really enjoy Capri Sun. And I've even heard, they still do the pouches, but I've heard that Capri is going to be, they're experimenting with like, just like bottles, like cartons or bottles or something like that. Which, I mean...
Capri Sun was always the best flavor, but best tasting.
Worst,
I
way
did
of giving it.
I spent a few years being a like a teacher's assistant, teacher's aide for 3 to 6 year olds, 3 to 8 year olds, something like that, 3 to 7 year olds, and it was at a summer camp, and they would have there'd be always a couple of kids who had Capri Sun, and none of them could handle it. They couldn't get the straw in. And then the kids get fidgety and they don't want to wait for me or whoever to do it for them. And so they go in through the bottom. Oh. Well, then there's no way to set it down.
Yeah.
Or they would massacre the straw and make a mess everywhere.
Yeah.
And and eventually someone would grab it too hard and it would squirt out.
That was always the biggest thing. Because with a carton, you at least have some sort of like hardness that it can withhold. And because what we do with the boys is that the little tabs on either side, we kind of lift them up so they can be like little like handles. So they can, because
that's adorable.
They've squeezed it a couple times. And it's just,
yeah, I'm not surprised Nicholas would be fascinated by just squeezing it and letting it squirt out.
Like if I squeeze it, it comes out faster.
And then I could see Zachary being like, "That's a good idea."
But honestly, if I set this bag in front of them and they're like, how do I drink this? I'm like, you just stab it with a straw, and they're like, okay.
The only thing I've ever seen like this is Thailand, and like Thai iced tea from a vendor on the street looks like this. It's like in a shopping bag. So this is very strange to me that this was going on in our country.
Yeah.
Although least, I like how everyone thinks it's from Canada.
Well, it just looks like something
it's so stupid.
It's got to be. Dumb idea. Must be Canadian. I would just be California. I don't remember this. So it sounds like maybe it was a very specific part of California.
Washington. This is a West Coast thing.
Maybe West Coast. So because there's nobody here in this thread, I guess, from the South or the eastern coastline that's chimed in. It seems like most people, that guy's from 98, 99, so that's kind of late that time.
We were in high school.
Yeah, they definitely were not giving us bags of liquid in the high school. Evergreen or DC State?
Auburn, never saw them in school. So Pennsylvania, I had these in my elementary school in Pennsylvania. So all over the place. Yeah. All over. It's probably, I wonder, whatever. I wonder if it was by either this was potentially the more affluent or the less affluent schools that had this. And I can't even use our schools to really determine that because our schools were decisively middle class.
Yes.
So I don't know where, if it was like we had cartons, and I think we were better off for it. Because it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, because the very first person to respond said that they were from New York and they never had anything, but then he went to Arizona and they started having that, and he was like, "What bizarre place is this?" Mesa School District, but not Chandler. So I think it was specific states, and then within the state there was specific type of distribution patterns.
The other thing for me is that so did you get milk in your classes when you were in elementary school? You did.
Yeah, there were some years, like I remember some years I would do the hot lunch, and then some years my mom would just be like, "We're just gonna do, just bring it from home type of lunch, just cold lunch, and my little DuckTales lunchbox and stuff." I feel like it was like every other year it was kind of like that.
My school didn't have hot lunch at all, but you could subscribe to milk cartons. I think I said, and it was by quarter. So I think I subscribed for 1 quarter to chocolate milk, and I hated it. And that was the end of it. Then it was milk boxes, juice boxes from then on through high school. Were we allowed to have soda pop in high school? Yeah, we could bring cans of soda in high school, right?
I think there were pop dispensers.
Right, but you could bring a can in your lunch bag.
I think so, but you couldn't have glass.
Right.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah. It's like a swimming pool.
Yeah.
No glassware.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it was just, I found this to be just like a bizarre thing, because then like people were like talking about this stuff, and I was like, did I miss on something when I was like younger? Like I usually kept my ear close to like the cultural zeitgeist
of elementary school.
Of elementary school things.
I've never seen that in a movie either. It's always been cartoons.
Yeah, because I know that like now is, they've kind of done the whole like 80s nostalgia thing has ended. Now they're kind of getting to that 90s nostalgia phase that they're trying to do. And yeah, there's nothing there that's saying, oh, milk in a bag and stuff. But if they ever do something like that, you're probably going to have a lot of people. I would guess the majority of people scratching their head going like, what movie? Is this a movie that was filmed in Canada? The way they film everything out in Vancouver out there. So, but
very, very strange. Although here's another, here's a video about how to, this is why the reputation really is with Canada, is that they have videos about how Canadian milk bags work. I love how it does have like special pictures for it. Can I ask though?
Can they just pour it in there?
I was going to say, Canadians, if you're listening and you haven't stopped, before you finish writing your angry comment about Alex, will you answer why you don't just pour it into the carton or the jug? What's it called? Pitcher. Pour it into the pitcher and have like a lid on the pitcher?
Yeah. Because even that pitcher, if you look at it, doesn't have like a little like spout. It's just round.
Yeah, exactly. It's made for this. It's made to pour out of a bag. That's kind of...
They should at least do like box wine where you have a little spigot built into the baggie.
There you go. You can just suck it out of the spigot.
I do that sometimes.
The box wine.
Look at that. It's like they're trying to make like tea on the streets of like...
It's a latte.
Istanbul.
Interesting. Well,
Milk in bags.
Whoa, 9 years ago.
The way your kid gets milk at lunch has already or could change. It's out with those cartons we had, and now they're using bags to put the milk. Lindsay Thies is live to explain, and you brought some along to show us.
I brought some props. I feel I should have brought cookies.
Here we go.
Sorry, guys.
Here we go. They should demonstrate this.
Chocolate milk and regular milk. Jen
That's Omaha, Nebraska.
He can have one too.
Yeah,
So that's Midwest.
But I brought them back to share. So we went to one school at lunchtime to see how they liked this milk. Take a look. When it comes to lunchtime at Golden Hills Elementary.
2 milks.
And how kids are getting calcium.
How you telling?
It's in the bag.
We used milk cartons, and they were like, they had the same amount of it, but I think these taste better at school.
Last year, a handful of schools in the Papiola Vista.
This is positively unnatural. This looks like relief aid to hurricane shelter. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not. We are a dignified country. Give the kids cartons. My lord.
School district tried out milk pouches. This year, they've gone district-wide. The school district lists several perks. The pouches cost 13 cents less per unit. And their lunch waste is down 80%.
I think it's easier because the cartons you had to like spin and stuff.
Kids we talked to like them too.
Jeezy, look how flat I got it.
Kids' opinions don't matter on anything.
So weak. So weak.
I can't crush the carton.
Well, maybe if you drink all your milk, you could crush it.
I think she was actually saying that they crush too easily, to be fair. But I'd rather just be mean to them.
So I'm like, is there a
I'd rather be mean to the
specific, like in Capri Sun, like is there a specific like spot that you have to hit, or can you just jam it on anything?
Just jam it anywhere.
Sue Suka says kids are now drinking more.
Student can see how much milk they're drinking, and there is a tendency to get every last corner.
I find this highly unlikely.
You could just shake your carton to figure out how much you drank.
I find it highly this sounds like a news bite. I wonder if these. What did you say this is?
Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha, Nebraska.
KMTV.
Milk bags. I just want to see. Fucking damn it!
What?
I have to switch. LibreOffice is too. I was curious. I wanted to see if there was a headline that said "Goodbye milk bags" and "Welcome back." Just because it's so. All right, so this is not. Yeah.
What's the point of milk that comes in plastic bags?
This isn't. That's not. All right, whatever. So.
And they're not the only ones. Westside schools are opting for the plastic bags. And the milk pouches have also become the go-to drink for Husker athletes. Check out this tweet from sports dietitian for the Huskers, Tommy Jensen. And sure, there is a messy poke every now and then.
Sometimes they kind of like explode because that happened to me.
But school officials say there's been no crying over spilled milk because of the switch.
Boo.
So they made the switch because they needed to cut the budget. Which is odd because schools,
and they wanted to pay less for garbage collection because this reduces the girth of the thing. There wasn't
there's no other real good reason for putting it in the bag.
It's funny to me because there was at my school there was not nearly this many kids. It was like 5 or 6 kids that got milk at lunch. Everyone else had juice boxes. I came from a very sugar-oriented school. We were not Flintstones kids. We were seriously calcium deprived. Weak bones.
Brittle bones.
Brittle bones. You should have seen our basketball team. It's just like Mr. Glass takes the court.
A whole team filled with Latvians. Why are you so angry? It's just a game. Well, apparently the 90s are back. I suppose some places, although there seems to have been a gap between the 90s and I guess 9 years ago at this point. Those kids should. Oh God, those are college kids now at this point.
That was yeah.
Ooh.
That was 2015.
Wow.
So, anyway, if you had milk in a bag, let us know. Was it a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah.
Did you love it? Do you miss it? Do you still long for the days and fill up a sandwich bag with milk and jam a straw through it just to relive the glory days of second grade?
Do you pine puncturing that pouch?
I have dreams of it.
I want to puncture the pouch. And if you did, like, let us know that if there was a specifically designated spot on that, because I feel like those kids like the picture we saw is just you just stab it like it's a vampire.
I think you just stab it wherever you want.
Oh, that's great.